Welcome back to episode. What episode are we on, Aiden?
Didn't you say like 15?
I'm never right, but you know
I'm
what I
never,
mean.
I'm never, I'm never right either, but I can look.
But anyway, welcome back. Today, oh,
We're on episode 14. You were off.
we've on episode
Or no,
14.
on episode 15. 15, you're
Aha!
right.
Look at that. We're on episode 15. Hell yeah. I just wanted to say thank you all for the massive amount of support on a new channel. We are currently at like what 425
I think
subs. I just want to say thank you all.
433. Holy cow. 400,
433. Oh, that's
four
fucking
hundred.
beautiful. Like,
When we said 500 subscribers before Christmas, I
mm,
kind of was like throwing out a number I thought was unachievable.
nah, we're hitting that shit.
But that is 77 away in 23 days.
Oh yeah, we fucking it's crazy. It's crazy. And
the amount of the amount of
thank you.
people that actually like are subscribing and like actually watching our content is blowing my mind.
Yeah, I
I'm
love it.
so thankful.
I love
I'm
it.
so happy.
Anyway, thank you all. Don't forget to check out everything down in the description, which is the Discord, the TikTok. I actually just set up my Twitter, so got that going. We also got the TikTok. I don't know if I already said that. If you join the Discord, get live notifications of when videos, streams, and future discussions about future videos are uploaded. So, thank you all for once again massive amounts of support. And
Mm,
today I say we get into probably one of the darker topics we're gonna hop into, or one of
yeah.
the darker people I should say.
Still
Um,
on our topic of serial unalivers.
yeah, serial unalivers. I've noticed that YouTube has been flagging us. I think like what we got our
Our
second or
second one
third
already.
second or third warning saying we
Yeah.
can't get
All
ads,
because
and
we
I'm
can't
like,
say all because of words.
all because of words. And but it's all right. Anyway, let's hop right into it.
And remember, take it all with a grain of salt.
That's right. The name Ted Bundy occupies a unique and unsettling place in modern American crime history. He is remembered not only for the brutality of his crimes, but also for the way he weaponized charm, intellect, and social perception. Bundy's story is at once horrifying and strangely revealing, a case that exposes how a carefully crafted facade can conceal mysterious violence. This documentary script explores Bundy's life, crimes, psychology, victims, investigations, and trials with depth and perception. Everything here derives from reputable sources, court orders, law enforcement histories, and survivor testimony.
Ted Bundy was born Theodore Robert Cowell on November 24th, 1946, in Burlington, Vermont. His mother, Eleanor Louise Cowell, was unmarried, and Bundy spent the earliest parts of his childhood believing she was his older sister, while his grandparents were his parents. It was a family secret designed to avoid stigma, but it planted the seeds for the double life Bundy would later cultivate. Childhood childhood behavior and psychological notes. Witnesses from Bundy's childhood describe a boy who seemed both bright and quiet, though occasionally unnerving. A cousin later recalled walking to find 3-year-old Ted standing by her bed, lifting blankets and placing sharp kitchen knives beside her. An incident that, while difficult to verify, fully appears in multiple interviews with family members. As a child and adolescent, Bundy struggled socially. His classmates described him as a detached, isolated, and sometimes awkward. He developed a crippling fear of rejection that grew into a lifelong fixation on approval and appearance. Growing obsessions.
Oh, wait, you're on chapter two?
Nope.
Alright,
Uh,
continue.
I'm reading it as it's given to me, I
Oh,
promise.
okay. I can't see it, so.
Uh-huh. I'll say okay when I'm done. I promise. There's only one little paragraph left. Uh, Bundy himself later admitted to an early fascination with violence and uh I don't want to say that word.
Go ahead then.
Uh it's the adult stuff if you know what I mean.
Oh, adult playthings. Okay. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Particularly depicting bondage or aggression. Yikes. Content would content he would blame during later conversations for warping his desires. Experts note that this claim was self-serving. Bundy consistently attempted to externalize responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know. There's not much more you can say about the things he's done more than just awe at them because I mean, after we've had the time to basically sit here and reflect about what this man's done in time and how we can change it. And I mean, we've put a stop to most of it, right? But there is still some of that uncertainty where it's just like, wow, you know,
Uh,
the
and like
man
with
that
the
he got away with a lot more than what most would or could.
and even with like the family recounting him having doing weird things as a child, and they still just didn't suspect anything, just thought he was a different kid.
Oh yeah, it was just it made no sense.
Bundy's college years were pivotal. At the University of Washington in the late 1960s, he met Stephanie Brooks, a pseudonym widely used in true crime literature. Uh, a poised upperclassman woman whose approval Bundy deeply desired. Their romance fueled his fantasy of upward mobility. However, Stephanie ended their relationship, uh, citing Ted's lack. Sorry, my dyslexia got the best of me and the words blended there. Citing Ted's lack of direction and ambition. This rejection and profound psychological consequences. Bundy would later admit that it changed him, though he always framed himself as a victim of heartbreak, rather than recognizing his toxic behavior. Uh, Transformation. Following the breakup, Bundy remade himself. He became a more polished student, worked on political campaigns, and cultivated a public persona of confidence. Eventually, he won Stephanie back, only to abruptly abandon her, never explaining why. Psychologists later interpreted this as an act of revenge, a moment where Bundy rehearsed the emotional cruelty that would eventually manifest in far darker forms.
Bundy's earliest murders remain partially unknown, but experts believe he began killing in 1973 or earlier, shorter after reuniting with Stephanie. The earliest confirmed attack is the brutal assault on Joni Lenz, a University of Washington student, on January 4th, 1974. The attack on Joni Lenz. Bundy entered her home, struck her with a metal rod, and sexually assaulted her. She survived but suffered permanent brain damage. Her testimony, later provided through detectives, contributes to the first clear picture of Bundy's escalating violence. Opportunistic, that's a fucking big word, sudden, and sadistic. The pattern of disappearance is being over the next several months, young women vanish from campuses across Washington and Oregon. For example, Linda Ann Healy, who disappeared from her basement room without signs of a struggle. Bundy admitted to killing her in his final confessions. Donna Gale Mason, Susan Rancourt, Roberta Parks, Brenda Ball, and George Ann Hawkins all disappeared under similar circumstances. Witness accounts referenced a man with a Volkswagen Beetle, often appearing in his arm or sling or holding books. and intentional deception to lure women into helping him.
Lake Samish State Park, July 14th, 1974, became the turning point in the Bundy investigation. Multiple witnesses on a crowded summer day, uh, Bundy brazenly approached several women. Witnesses later provided a consistent descriptions: a handsome man in a white tennis outfit, a fake cast on his arm, introducing himself as Ted, asking women to help him put a sailboat on his car, a sailboat that did not exist. Two women, Janice Ott and Denise Nosland, accepted his request and disappeared. For the first time, authorities had a name, a vehicle description, and a detailed physical sketch. This became the earliest whispered public alert about a serial predator in the Pacific Northwest. Do you think that one's a bad one?
What you mean?
Predator.
Oh, the word predator. No.
Okay,
You're fine.
okay. Sorry.
No.
I'm trying to keep it all PC for YouTube,
You're
okay? This is
fine.
hard.
You're fine. As disappearances mounted, police departments across different states struggled to coordinate. This was before modern database systems, and Bundy frequently crossed state lines. Elizabeth Clofitz, Clofers? I'm just gonna,
Clovers?
I'm
I
gonna,
think it's Clovers.
I'm gonna call her Clofers. Elizabeth Clofer's tip. A major breakthrough occurred when Bundy's long-term girlfriend, Elizabeth Clofer, contacted police after recognizing the name Ted and the Volkswagen Beetle. She described his frequent absences, a box of women's underwear she once discovered, plaster casts, his disturbing sexual behavior, and instances where he suddenly vanished for long stretches. Cloffer would call police multiple times, but at this stage, Ted Bundy didn't fit the profile. He was clean-cut, educated, politically active, and seemingly respectable. As one detective noted, he didn't look like someone who committed these crimes. This bias allowed Bundy to stay free. You know what? I mean, like, as long... Shit. I guess you gotta... You can't...
Box of
You...
women's
You
underwear
gotta...
is crazy.
Thank you for pointing that out. I was really just trying to focus on the fact that they really said, nah, it's not him.
Yeah, they're just like, you know what, that guy, he went to school, he does politics, he can't do anything crazy.
He's too cool and charming. How could it have been him? In September 1974, Bundy moved to Utah and attended law school. Almost immediately, women began disappearing. On November 8, 1974, Bundy approached 18-year-old Carol DeRanche, claiming to be a police officer investigating a break-in involving her car. Suspicious but not nervous, she agreed to accompany him. Bundy attempted to handcuff her, but she escaped from his car, fleeing into the street and flagging down help. Her testimony later became the backbone of Bundy's first conviction. On August 16, 1975, police stopped Bundy's Volkswagen Beetle after he was spotted cruising suspiciously through a suburb late at night. Inside the car, officers found a ski mask, a crowbar, plastic bags, rope, handcuffs, and an ice pick style tool. Bundy attempted to explain these items as camping supplies, but detectives were already suspicious. His car was impounded, and forensic examination later revealed hair matching multiple victims.
Yeah, a ski mask, handcuffs, an ice pick, all camping supplies.
I mean, if you were going mountain climbing in like the fucking Appalachia, maybe that could have been your camping gear. But like, we're sitting in fucking Colorado, Utah. Like, come on, man. Bundy was charged with kidnapping Carol Durant. During the pre-trial process, he decided to represent himself, a decision that would shape the rest of his legal journey. June 1977. During a hearing in Colorado, Bundy asked to visit the courthouse library to conduct legal research. Guards left him unshackled. Bundy jumped from a second-story window, fled on foot. He was caught 6 days later.
They're really just like super trusting of this guy for no reason.
Oh,
So crazy.
that's too good, bro.
So dumb that he got away with that.
That's too good. Man, I need to go do some law stuff. I need to go brush up on my
Yeah,
research. Mind if
I'm
I go to the
representing myself.
library? Yeah,
I need to make
yeah.
sure this
Here,
code's up to date.
you know what? Here, take a Coke while you're at it. Aw, thanks, man. That's nice. You could probably literally hear the shatter of the glass, and they were probably like, probably nothing.
Yeah, his ankles breaking on the concrete.
For his second escape in December 1977, while being held at the Garfield County Jail, Bundy starved himself for weeks, losing weight until he could slip through a hole in the ceiling of his cell. He climbed into a guard's apartment and simply walked out the front door. Bundy vanished, this time for good.
Blood. What?
Oh, this guy is too good. He's too good.
He literally said, "Nah, I'm gonna get skinny by not eating," and
This
then
man turned into Flat Stanley and
turned
just
into a
walked
snake.
out. He just fucking slipped through and walked out. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? Oh, that's some grade A bullshit right there.
Walked out the front door.
After arriving in Florida under a false identity, Bundy entered a room at a boarding house. On January 15th, 1978, he entered the Chi Omega sorority house at Florida State University. Inside the house, Bundy attacked 4 women within less than 10 minutes. Margaret Bowman, bludgeoned and strangled. Lisa Levy, assaulted and beaten. Karen Chandler, severely injured but survived. And Kathy Kleiner also survived. A sorority member, Nita Neary, witnessed Bundy fleeing the house, giving a crucial later description of his appearance and wait. Hold on. I feel like that's definitely not what I think. But anyway, moving on.
Probably his appearance and weight.
Yeah. Later that night, Bundy beat other women, Cheryl Thomas, causing permanent hearing and balance damage. Evidence left at the scene, including a ski cap and pantyhose mask, linked Bundy to the crime. These murders were some of the most shocking in Florida's history. So this man literally broke out a second time, and he's like, alright, it's all or
I gotta
nothing
go.
now.
I gotta go from this side of the state, or this side of the country to this side of the country.
He's
I'm
already
just gonna.
been caught twice, and he's like, you know what?
I'm just gonna change my name
Let's make a world
and
record.
go for a world record. On February 9th, 1978, Bundy abducted 12-year-old Kimberly Leach, the youngest of his known victims. Her remains were later found in a shed outside Swan River State Park. This unaliving would ultimately be central to Bundy's unaliving sentence. Final arrest and trials. In February 1978, Officer David Lee stopped a stolen vehicle driven by Bundy. After a brief struggle, Bundy was arrested. Upon arrival at the station, he revealed his identity, ending one of the largest manhunts of the era. The Chi Omega trial. Bundy insisted on serving as his own attorney once again, turning the trial into a spectacle. He cross-examined witnesses himself, often unsettling the courtroom. Key evidence included bite mark analysis on Lisa Levy, Later controversial but central at the time. Testimony from Nita Neri, fibers matching Bundy's clothing, physical traces from the sorority house. He was found guilty. During the penalty phase of the Kimberly Leach trial, Bundy suddenly proposed to his partner, Carol Ann Boone, and because of Florida law, the courtroom declaration constituted a legal marriage. This mo- this moment is widely analyzed by psychologists as an attempt to regain control and manipulate public perception.
This
Man
man.
said, "Stop the courtroom. I'm getting married." What?
Well, I mean, if you're going under a false identity and then you get married under that false identity, it's just going to, I guess, cement that idea in people's heads.
Bundy spent the next decade manipulating journalists, law enforcement, and psychologists. He gave multiple conflicting interviews, including his famous "Adult Things Made Me Do It" narrative, considered to be a tactic to appeal to conservative audiences for sympathy. In the days before his execution, Bundy confessed to at least 30 murders, though investigators believe the true number is closer to 100. He provided details upon dump sites, methods of abduction, post-mortem visits to bodies, and patterns of stalking. I guess that's the only word to use for that. His confessions, though incomplete and often self-serving, closed numerous cold cases.
On January 24th, 1989, at 7:16 a.m., Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair at Florida State Prison. Outside, cowards celebrated with signs reading "Burn, Bundy, burn." Reporters documented cheers and fireworks. The public reaction symbolized collective relief and closure after years of fear and trauma. Bundy has been classified as a psychopathic narcissist, sadistic serial unaliver, highly manipulative predator, and experts point to his dual personality, his compulsive need for control, his profound inability to empathize, his use of charm as a weapon. Bundy is frequently cited in criminology courses as a textbook example of psychopathic, or yeah, not because he was typical, but because he was extreme in his deceptiveness. Bundy's case transformed American policing, the development of linked criminal databases, improved interagency cooperation, advancements in forensic science, standardized missing person protocols, early behavior profiling by the FBI, and much more. Bundy's crimes and the failures to capture him sooner highlighted the need for modernized investigative tools.
It's really sad that it took a guy being a serial unaliver for the police forces to be like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be one force in one area and like a united force together.
Well, I mean, in defense, I guess.
I guess it's true that in the times it was a lot harder to keep in touch.
Okay, in defense, the way, how do I say this? We can either over prepare for nothing, or we can prepare for it the next time it happens.
Yeah.
One is easier to do than the other because the other is literally theoretical.
No, that makes sense.
So like it's easier for say the police to learn from what we've done wrong than it is to guess what we're going to do wrong.
Several women were instrumental in stopping Bundy. Carol Durant, who escaped and testified, Karen Chandler, a survivor of Chi Omega, Kathy Kleiner, who identified critical trial details, Elizabeth Klopp Kloffner, who repeatedly alerted police. Their stories reaffirm the importance of survivor testimony and persistence. The popular image of Bundy as charming is often overstated. He was awkward, forced, and calculated, someone who learned social cues and mimicked them. His supposed charisma worked only because society did not suspect a clean-cut man of violence. And Bundy was not brilliant, he was manipulative. He was not charming, he was practiced. He was not a mastermind, he exploited loopholes and assumptions. The real story is one of misogyny, entitlement, and escalating violence by performance. Ted Bundy's story is a warning about trusting appearances, uh, dismissing women's fears, underestimating predators who blend into society, and the danger of glamorizing offenders. Bundy leaves behind a legacy of trauma, but also advancements in criminal justice, survivor advocacy, and public awareness. His crimes reshaped how America handles missing person cases, how investigators communicate across state lines, and how psychological profiles aid in identifying serial predators.
Yeah. So I mean, with just the overall cause and effect of Ted Bundy, Ted Bundy really was one of the last, I want to say, big serial unalivers that made a huge change in how we deal with them, how we investigate them, the after effects of them, and it
Mhm.
just it once again goes back to what I said earlier. It's
It,
easier to deal with something that we already have dealt with than it is to predict what we're going to deal with. So
mhm.
it
like
definitely. What's
it
up?
definitely helps take it takes a little bit of like not saying it's not scary, but I feel like it helps take away a little bit of the fear aspect of serial unalivers too,
Oh yeah.
of like you don't really have to worry.
Yeah, and especially when they make like their changes public, saying like, okay, well, here's how we're going to prevent this from happening again. Here's how we're going to prevent this from happening again, and here's what we're going to work on. If once they
Hmm.
if they give that out, it's it soothes the people, if you will.
Hmm.
But I think that's where we can call it. And just like to quickly remind everyone, don't forget to check out all the beautiful links down in the description. Check out the Discord, the TikTok, my main channel. Oh, so many links. Check them all out. Mostly the Discord. Don't forget to sub.
Hmm.
Thank you for the huge amount of support. 430 subs. Here's the marker now so you guys can say you were here. All right. And don't forget to take it all with a grain of salt. And I will see you all in the next one. Let's wrap it
Peace.
up.